Greetings fellow Vita fans, this is James with PS Vita at 2 AM coming at you once again with another exciting video. And if you're new here and love everything PlayStation Vita, don't forget to subscribe. Got something off the menu for you all here today. This is gonna be my first pickups video ever for the channel, like in the history of forever. In fact, before I begin, I had a question for you all. Would you like to see me do more pickups videos on here, just to show you what I happen to get through a certain month or whatnot, or time frame? Let me know down in the comments section how you feel about that. Now without further ado, here are my recent pickups for the past month or so. No, can't show you all of them right away, gotta build up the anticipation now, don't I? Only getting a little blue sneak peek, but I will start off with the first game right now, so you know, won't dilly-dally. My first game is an import title. This is Am Setsuna, a turn-based RPG from the folks over at none other than Square Enix, so you know it's gotta be great. Or in this title's case, very good. The news for this game is not all pleasant, however. You probably have noticed that this is the import version, and that's because we never got the English version of this game for the PS Vita. Came out on other systems, translated, but never here. And that's really a shame, because while it's not Square Enix's most fantastical game ever made, it's a pretty solid title, and such a shame that we missed out on it here in the West. But not all hope is lost though, because this game is dirt cheap these days. I'm talking like $10 or so, because that's what I got it for. And it's worth it because if you have a hacked PlayStation Vita, believe it or not, there is an English fan translation available for this game. One that didn't surprise me that it came either because, well, you know, it's Am Setsuna and it's Square Enix. Moreover to the fact that it's Square Enix and, you know, we just gotta have everything that they release. Inspired by the timeless classic Chrono Trigger, Am Setsuna is a great homage to the JRPG masterpiece of yesteryear. Journey with Setsuna as she prepares to make the ultimate sacrifice and save the people of her land. A new battle system inspired by the timeless JRPG classic Chrono Trigger, an emotionally impactful and memorable story, which immerses players in the narrative of Setsuna, whose story portrays heartwarming sorrow. Beautiful character design and varied in-game locales evoke nostalgia for classic RPGs. And oh, the music, guys. I can't speak any more highly of the fantastic soundtrack that this has. Look it up on YouTube, it's truly a feast for the ears. Oh, but the fun doesn't stop there because we has more to look at. Yeah, I said has. I'm one of those guys. This one is called Puyo Tetris, which I believe needs no introduction, or at least the Tetris part. I know Puyo isn't quite as popular as Tetris is, but I'm sure it's pretty well known too. You've heard of it, haven't you? Ah, I can see you shaking your head, yes. Except for that one guy in the back. And this game here merges the best of both worlds into one little compact sized game here. And much like with Am Setsuna, we never got an English translation of this game for the PS Vita. Again, on other systems, but not on ours. And I've been disgruntled ever since. But just like the latter game, we did in fact get an English translation for this title. You're probably scratching your head at this moment thinking, well, why would we even need an English translation for a game like this? I mean, yeah, maybe for the menus or whatnot, but is it really worth going through the effort of making one for a title like this? Isn't that a little bit of overkill? And yes, there is a pretty strong reason for it to get one, because this game features an actual story mode. I'm not kidding here, which is really weird. I haven't had a chance to install the English patch for this title, and judging on from what I've seen of the English translation on the other systems, such as the PS4, I'm not really sure I'm going to. It doesn't really look like that much of an enthralling storyline, to say the least. But I figured I should mention it to you guys out there who may be unaware of that. If you have a hacked PS Vita, or don't, slap some of that custom firmware on there and enjoy the, I'm sure, engrossing storyline from a Puyo and Tetris game. We might be talking Shakespeare level quality here, people! Game number 3, I choose Yi. Now this game I'm just gonna be calling Sengoku Hime 3. It does have much more Japanese lingo to it, but you already know how that usually turns out for me. And Sengoku Hime 3 is essentially what the main title is anyway, so you know, don't want to really put myself through all that suffering. You take on the role of an army, an all-female army, full of Himes, which roughly translated means princess. And you also control lots of warriors to dominate and take over each other's territories, just like the thieving dogs we are. And you're probably gonna be noticing a pattern here, but yeah, yeah, this game never got a Western release either. And unlike the previous 2 games I talked about, there is no, to my knowledge, fan translation available for this. So if you do have any interest in importing it, which might I add, it's dirt cheap, and I think there's a good reason for that, then you're just gonna have to settle with the moon language. Unless, of course, you're watching this and are actually from Japan, in which case I'm very jealous, but not jealous enough to where I won't grovel at your feet in attempts that you'll explain to me what the heck is actually going on here. Please. But I guess until that faithful day comes, just know that, yeah, it's an army-based tactical strategy game where you have to conquer each other's lands. Enough said. And now we have the big one, the giant enchilada. The huge Kahuna. Oh, wait, I don't think I phrased that right. Anyway, this is Catherine Full Body, the game that I'm sure everybody here is really the most eager to see. It is thus, true believers. After waiting months and months for hopefully a price drop, I finally ended up getting it for Christmas. Kind of anticlimactic, I know, but hey, at least it's here. The reason I was highly anticipating this game, and you're probably no doubt noticing a pattern at this point, this game also did not come to the West. Darn you, Atlas, how could you break our hearts? And at the time of making this, we're still waiting for an English patch. I'm assuming most of you out there know what Catherine's about, but in case you don't, this game is a remastered, expanded edition from the original Catherine game, which came out like, oh gosh, almost a decade ago. Gosh, I feel old. With a new character, extra scenarios, extra cutscenes, yada yada yada, expanded gameplay, you get the idea. The story revolves around a character named Vincent, who has a girlfriend but may or may not be faithful. And the gameplay is a Q*bert-esque block puzzle game. And the story features love, lust, and loss. But mostly lust and infidelity. I can't think of anything else better than to base a puzzle block game on. As expected too, as you progress through the puzzles, you'll get to see more of the story and be able to make decisions, and those decisions will not only choose which lady you end up with, but also the ending you'll receive. Trust me, I know, it all sounds weird, but believe me, it surprisingly works. It's great. The story is great. The characters are great. The game is great. The PlayStation Vita port is great. This game is just great. So come on, fan translators, work your magic already! Ah, whoo, that was a lot of excitement. 4 games, guys. 4 games have been shown off today, some of which I haven't even yet to talk about on this channel, so I guess we reached another milestone? Cool. Let me know which ones interested you, though. Had you heard about all 4 of these titles? Were some just recently brought to your attention? I'd love to hear your feedback in, well, you already know where to put it. And as always, fellow Vita fans, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch this video. It really means a lot to me. Love you all, and I'll see you next time. The following video has been brought to you in part by all of these wonderfully generous people who help make this content possible, including Reiko Star, Nero Arashi, Jace Bellerin, Matt Fox, Larry Anderson, Rodrigo Vera, Sculpture Tugel TCG, David Ray, Phantom XRS, BMF, Hero Acer, Mario Cruz, Aaron Swanson, Adam Theory, Adam Sondi, Ruben Gutierrez, Saul Ramirez, Jelle, Heston Joseph, Pierce Sterner, Dennis R. Huggins Jr., Joshua Williams, Kyle Brooks, Buzz Sayin, Kevin Enright, E-Rock, Richard Cruz, Jared Hodo, and JR. If you would be interested in supporting the channel, check the links down in the description below. I have numerous ways for you to do so in the description area. And I tried to say the names in different orders this time, and if it wasn't for the power of editing, I would have totally been lost.